For this part of the process, you're going to need your pattern piece. The reason that you want to have it just nearby is so that you can indicate which line is a fold line and which line is a placement line. And it also has some arrows guiding you to show you which way to fold each of those. This helps to make the pleats for the clutch. What you also are going to want are your pins. So have your pins handy, and we're doing this with a really hot iron. So you will iron the pleats in place, and then I like to pin them in place before doing the basting stitch. Alright, so I'm going to start right here on the farthest edge, and again I'm looking at my pattern. It says that this farthest line is a placement line and this is a fold. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to fold it over and line it up with the placement line. Then I will take my iron and just press a crease in right there. Once I've pressed the crease in, then I like to put a pin just to secure it and hold it in place. Okay, so looking back at my pattern again, I've dealt with the first two lines on the outside. Now the next two lines, this one right here is the placement line, this is the fold line. So I will move the fold line, I'll have a crease there, and it's going to line up with the one that says placement. I'll press that in place and pin. Now I'm going to do the same thing with these two. This is my placement line, this is my fold line. So on my fold line I will have the crease. Okay, and then I'll put a pin in to secure it. The other pleats go in the opposite direction. So this will be the fold line and this will be the placement line. So now it's folding into the opposite direction. So you'll repeat that same. This one is the fold, this is the placement. And pin it. And then we got one more. Then you'll repeat the exact same process on the other pattern piece. So the two clutch body pieces are pleated and pinned. They've been pressed and they are ready for a base stitch to hold the pleats in place. All right, to complete the base stitch, you're going to increase your stitch length of a straight stitch to as large of a stitch as you can.
And you will just stitch over the pleats that we've put in.
I'm going to use a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, though it is just a base stitch. Obviously, since the purpose of this base is to hold the pleats, you do want to make sure that as you're sewing along, those pleats are staying where they are supposed to, that they're folding down and in the correct direction. Okay. All right, and you'll just do that same thing on the other clutch piece also.